YouTube. This is going to be a video on a number of things. Um, First of all, let me update you on my channel. I've not been making videos as of late. I've been working a lot more on Twitter. Um, Starting a number of days ago, I did try to upload a bit more in terms of playlists. In fact, I just uploaded one that I have to make public because for some reason YouTube decided it would be a good idea to change their settings where you have to make YouTube playlists public, because I'm going to make a playlist without the intention of it being public. Now that does happen. You want to turn it private, but that's usually not the case. So why would you do the opposite? Why would you make it? Never mind. Um, it's about wrestling. The last number of playlists I have made on the subject has been about wrestling. Largely simply because, what else is there really to make a video about wrestling? And if you go back to when it was good, and I'm gonna make this about, you know what? Let me use that to segue into that in a minute. One reason I haven't been making videos, I'm gonna segue that into my part of this video about wrestling. One reason I haven't been making videos is here's the basic ideal. I need you to understand this. I've been very sick. How sick? Well, I can't walk anymore. I haven't walked now in a week and a half. It's not that I don't have any use of my legs, because I do. It's just that I start to get very faint, dizzy. I almost fall. I have to have some kind of basic balance to balance myself out for some reason. And the entire thing is actually somewhat strange. And I see no one's watching me, and that's fine. But if in case anyone's interested, my health is not doing particularly good. I've been in a lot of pain. I've been in a hospital. I couldn't even get a chest checkup because, like I've told you before, I'm not really able to eat very well. I can't eat solid foods very well. It doesn't want to go down. I wanted to have that tested. I couldn't do that because they said I had coronavirus, or they said I might. And I didn't want to get tested because it's too much trouble. And they said I would still have to wait a while, like another 2 weeks. So I didn't get to eat really much in the way of Thanksgiving dinner, and I probably won't for Christmas either. So it's kind of my basic life and that end of things. I don't know. What else? Just issues. Probably arthritis. I don't know. Weird issues in my hands, feet, pain, lots of pain. Sleep a lot. I sleep a lot. I've not been working on Twitter as much lately either. I've not been able to. Life ain't treating me too well. Things ain't going too well this day for me. Don't really know what I did wrong. But yeah, I guess everyone eventually goes into decline. Every dog lays down and dies, and that's what's happened to me. I don't know. Maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe I'm the comeback kid. Who knows? Right now, my life is really, really shit. So, anyways, going back, Biden is doing a number of things I don't like. The last thing I left on YouTube, I believe. I mean, not YouTube, but Twitter. I really need to check my Twitter page while I'm in it, to see how that's going. But I basically told Trump, because he was talking about this stupid election that he's still trying to win, that he obviously lost because he didn't do what he said he would do, and he was running the country like a goddamn shit show, and he was totally not listening to, like, the people on the internet. He's not listening to the people. Now, you can argue trolls and everything else, but the problem is, yeah, there's a lot of trolls out there, but you have to have some idea of what your consistency wants you to do, how you say your voters want you to do. And the bottom line is he's ran on draining the swamp. He's opposite of Wall Street. He ran on that. He got in there, didn't end the damn wars, didn't regulate, didn't do any damn thing to try to really do anything to really try to change economics in this country. What basically ran the country as a standard Republican president. Uh, Even the xenophobic stuff, bad or good, that wasn't there for long. That wasn't there for long. He has wasted no telling how much money on trying to build some kind of fence around the border, and even that doesn't seem to be something he was greatly trying to hurry up on. So that's just basically throwing away money. Something he said the Mexican government would have paid for, by the way, and all the idiot people that voted for him believed in him, including myself. Although I didn't support that, I never supported a wall on the southern border. With that being said, well, I did actually, but that was many, many years ago, before he ever ran, and of course matured a lot and changed my mind on the subject. I'm no longer very critical of immigration. I used to be, but that's neither here nor there. I will say you have to have some kind of basic limitation to the number of people coming into our country when none leave out. But if you look at the coronavirus, something that he's helped create, honestly, he's not done anything to. He's actually done quite a lot to help um, flourish. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about how many people is in your country before long, because it looks like we're losing plenty. Um, One way or the other, people are leaving. But anyways, whether they leave on a train or a box, people are leaving. It looks like. But the Democrats are going to lose again, and then we'll put another Republican in there, and they're stuck as much as the Democrats. And maybe one day you'll eventually vote for, I don't know, a third party, but they're already fucking up. He's voting for Biden's hiring all kinds of corporate assholes. They're doing the identity politics thing because corporations and banks and people, they use that basically to distract away from economics, because economics is the one thing that we can unite everyone and unite the country. And they don't want to unite that, so they do the opposite of that. It's the same thing, really. Is we've always done that. The Jews were Jews in Germany. If you look back at history, blacks and gays and other words, communists even. I know my name is communist, but I'm not a communist. But the point is, communists were a group, and whatever they did in other countries, here they were used largely as distraction material. The John Birch Society, for example, all of that was used more than often than not to distract from real economic class harm being done by the upper class, the 1% against the lower classes. And now they promote a kind of cultural Marxism that is identity politics, largely for female, black, minorities. And I'm not saying I'm totally against that, especially racially, mainly racially. I think there is a positive thing to be said about helping advance any group if you have a group that is lower class. But all of these groups are one thing, and they have one thing in common with many poor whites, and that is they're poor. It's economic class. A poor black and a poor white are both poor. The white person doesn't certainly become happy and well adjusted because he's fucking white. Now you can argue there are differences in our culture, socially and like that, but certainly when it comes to economics, he's still poor. A single mom with two white kids still has trouble paying the bills for those two white kids, paying for them to eat, just as much as a black single mother with two black kids would. This doesn't change. Economics is a major problem there. And speaking of identity politics, the feminist shit that totally racked wrestling, and part of what killed wrestling with idiots like Ray Keller and other people, promoting the crap and changing wrestling fundamentally from what it was, and proving they never liked it or respected it for what it was, because it was never that. Even if you go back 30, 40 fucking years, wrestling has always been entertainment, and them wanting it to be a sport. Ray Keller once said that Bray Wyatt didn't have what it took, or shouldn't be possibly the face of the company, because he doesn't really, the presentation of the character isn't right. Because why? Because it goes against everything he says, because he's not going to go out there and talk about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. The bottom line is Vince Russo is right. It's storylines, characters, it's controversy, it's generating interest. Even people like Bischoff said controversy creates cash. And that's why one of the things that upsets me here and pisses me off the most about Eric Bischoff is the same man who said and wrote the book "Controversy Creates Cash," and he was right. Is it did is the Monday Night War did this the NWO, the storyline, um, a number of things he did. Yeah, and here's the other thing. He even had the and this goes into a video by a guy named Wrestling with Regret. Not dissing the guy. I'm not attacking him. I'm trying to be respectful. And he has opinions. He has different opinions. That totally is right to have an opinion, and I have to get off my high horse. I have had a history of emotional problems. I've went into this before, still do. When I'm talking about things, and wrestling is one of those things because I really desperately want it to be like it was when I was a kid because I remember it was so good back then, and it was. And I saved playlists, and I'm about to make one public that is private, but I've got 3 already. I'm going to make one more I just made, and it's all about it's all these videos from wrestling when it was good. And anyone can go back and look at them, and it's a night and day thing. It's all about ratings too, and the fans will let you know. Ratings will let you know. What you have now is a mark audience. But one of the things that get me about Bischoff is he recently said Angelina Love in the clip on castrating the marks. Weird name for a show, sure. But the point is, Russo has a show where he exposes these dirt sheet marks. And some people in the business too occasionally. Bischoff has a long history of attacking and lying about Russo, and I used to like Bischoff. Same thing for Paul Heyman, and Heyman, possibly more than anyone else, was very decisive in changing wrestling industry in a positive way in the 90s. And he wrote some very good television in the early 2000s on SmackDown, and he was responsible for managing and running the 2 1 night stand pay-per-views in the first 6 months of ECW and Sci-Fi, and all of that was very good. And he even left the company, and ECW, the ECW WWE version of it went to shit after he left. But his ECW work particularly is what he's known for, and it's very good, and I like a lot of it. And I still believe Russo probably borrowed more from that, or someone did, than what Russo might say or let on about. But Russo said, and he's right, it's stories and characters. But both of these people have now sold out, and they want to make people like Bruce Mitchell and Ray Keller and Dave Meltzer and all these idiots happy. Mike Johnson, who I've grown to like a little more. I think Mike Johnson is largely, I think that he made a mistake with releasing one of Russo's emails. But I don't think he's a totally bad guy. I've grown to have a different opinion of him. The worst one, the total sociopath of the bunch, the Hannibal Lecter of the marks, is Ryan Satin. And I'm going to go too much into that. Jason Paul, everyone likes, but he's wrong about all this shit too. But he basically says, Russo told Angelina Love to bend over when she came to the ring, and of course he didn't. But my thing is, that was her choice. Velvet Sky did that. Velvet Sky defended it. She debated Ray Keller and won. And Ray Keller is basically telling her how to present her character in a television show and arguing in favor of corporate networks because this is corporate shit. It's like I was going into about identity politics. And that's all it is, because economics would unite people, identity divides people. And it's just like the coronavirus. There is a real issue with that. And I do think people probably should be made to wear masks and so forth. But now you're trying to cancel Christmas practically. They tried to cancel Thanksgiving and largely fell. And even the police, not that I'm a big fan of the police, even they're coming out on the right side. And they're saying, I'm not going to enforce this. If someone wants to have a Thanksgiving dinner, that's their fucking right to be able to go and sit around a table with a bunch of people and eat a fucking turkey. This is fucking absurd. And I don't think you have to have a bunch of people to celebrate Thanksgiving. I celebrate it largely by myself and very few family members, and that's why I won't. I don't know anyone, and they don't know me, and they don't come around any other time of the year, so the hell with them. But all that being said, if I died tomorrow, no one would go to my funeral. But with all that being said, if somebody wants to have a Thanksgiving dinner and get together, and you want to bring the kids and your wife and meet mom, to go see mom and pa, and you can invite aunt and uncle and all these other people, then go ahead. What fucking business is that of anyone else in the government? Coronavirus or no coronavirus? All these people, and the adults are making a choice, and I would agree about the kids. but you're making the kids go to school in many cases, or you're trying to, even though I don't agree with that. And they at least say, although I think it's bullshit, kids don't get, or now supposedly they don't even transmit the coronavirus. Now, you tell me how that works, but they don't get the coronavirus as bad and they don't transmit it as much. So if they want to fucking go to Thanksgiving or Christmas and have a damn dinner once a damn year to have a life, let them. Why do you have to ruin everyone else's fucking fun and everyone else's holidays? And a country and a culture as miserable as this unless you want power because you're fucking control freaks. So the Democrats are going to lose. I've got way off track. Same thing for wrestling. What if Angelina Love wants to bend over a little bit longer when she enters the ring? Because wrestling fans want to see that, and you want to get a good camera shot of her ass, and people like that. As if though you haven't got a song called Red Ass Pussy by a rapper, female rapper, as if though you don't have Kim Kardashian showing her ass. Why is it on a wrestling show we can't have that? Do you not realize how limiting and fucking retarding, for lack of a better word, this shit is to the pro wrestling industry, where you can't dive into lots of different entertainment, trying to not have blood on a fighting show? Because yes, I'm going to take a chair to someone's head. They don't do that as much, but occasionally they do. But he's not going to bleed. Does it make any fucking sense? And how is that not more dangerous for children? As I said before, they're seeing that, well, it didn't kill that guy, so I guess I can hit my friend in the head with a chair. Except in real life, you see, they do bleed. And they show it on this show. It's a fucking TV show. You've got Braun Penny's match. Oh, well, that's going to kill them. Why is it you can't have one Braun Penny's match between two fucking wrestlers and then have a goddamn serious match between them and it not matter? Goldust is a serious wrestler. Goldust played a character that was also comedic. I wouldn't say Goldust never had any classic matches because he played a comedic character. Lots of these wrestlers do lots of dumb things. Chris Jericho has done comedy characters where he has made fun of himself as well as other people. That did not keep him from being a good wrestler. Val Venus had a sexual character. Right now, the New Day makes asses out of themselves, in my opinion, and I don't understand the entire thing. And even if I did, it went on way too long, and I don't get them. But New Day has these characters. They've had good matches. Kofi Kingston was a pretty damn decent champion. With all that being said, why can't you have a girl go out there and do a lot of the same shit? Joey Ryan, I don't know what he did, what he didn't do. I don't know how his case is going. I've had a lot of personal issues. I've not really kept up on it. You have no idea what that man did. And just say that he did something in real life because he played a character on TV, a personality that he developed to get over in the wrestling world and make money for comedic reasons because he was a comedian. It's comedy. And to say, well, that means he fucking raped women, you're an idiot. You don't know, the bottom line is what anyone did. And you have no right to tell me what I can watch on a Monday night. And that is a big part of what's killing this damn country. And the fact that we can't even treat the coronavirus without going so head over heels authoritarian that you're now not even going to let people goddamn celebrate holidays. It's got to stop. We've been doing this for a year. And then these motherfucking rich, gritty ass bastards, Republicans and Democrats, Pelosi and more McConnell, but Pelosi and McConnell, and not even Trump so much, not even Mnuchin, or however you say his name. Even he, a Wall Street guy like Mnuchin, even he understood the importance of using stimulus check to stimulate the economy and bail people out, especially going to election year, and Trump supported it. But he would not stand up to his own, to his Republican Party, and Pelosi would not agree. And then, and of course, McConnell was not going to pass it anyways, and he outright said he wasn't. And McConnell more than Pelosi, but both, said they were not going to have checks. But yet, you're going to stop the economy. You're going to stop businesses. Well, if you're not going to give these businesses money to bail them out, to keep them running, but you will corporations, and they have. And you keep many of these big corporations like Wall Street and other things, big block stores like Walmart open, and other fast food chains and other things open, but you want small companies. And then you won't even pay and incentivize greater effort to food stamps or give these people stimulus checks for these people that can no longer work. And you stop that. And that was a great relief to the country during this time of economic hardship, and already was an economic hardship going back to 2008, if you want to know the truth. That Obama or Trump has not really helped us with. If you look at that, and we're not looking at Wall Street, I'm looking at Main Street. Even Biden said that during the debates. The average American doesn't know jack shit about Wall Street or give a fuck. We're worried about Main Street. How do you expect them to close down a business when they can't even goddamn live? It's ridiculous. You have to at least give them checks. P666.